This was a pain in the ass to find. I couldn't find it for some reason on. I don't think I put it on YouTube. I obviously mustn't have, so I've had to go back and re-render the video. This was a show which was all in aid for charity. It was for a guy called Stephen Sutton, who's actually sitting like on the far side, on the right hand side of where the camera's pointing now. And I was doing, and so basically I was working alongside Slam Wrestling, filming their shows. We did a fair few. It was mainly in like holiday camps, and I started training with them at the same time. As far as I remember, I was out of wrestling for about, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 years or something at this point. So I basically got back into training with them, and the guy who runs it, his name was Luke. He asked me if I wanted to do this charity show for Stephen Sutton, and I was planning to film it anyway. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. I haven't wrestled in a while, and I fucking loved it. Being back in the ring was great. So the guy who's actually filming it was a guy called Josh, and he was only about 13 or 14 at this point, and he wanted to be a videographer. He basically wanted to do what I was doing, and so I let him film this match, and I set my other camera up still, which is why it's such a shit angle. What, that's loud. Dan Daniels making his return. I don't know why he did this for. Why would you do that? It looks stupid. Oh god. Throwback to Captain Jack Daniels days where I used to walk out and go, let's go, wherever he was, let's go backwards. Fucking hell, out of shape I was. They wanted me to wear just the pure, so the singlet of what I'm wearing there, I slipped on the road. I think anyway, as far as I remember. They wanted me to just wear the singlet. That's not my singlet. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Tim Burns', it's the one on the outside with the death logo on. And it was fucking huge on me. I mean, I was quite a fat guy there. I still am. But they wanted me to just wear that, but the leggings bit was like really hanging off, and it wasn't tight at all. It looked awful. So I brought my old flame pleather jacks. Got fucking Jackson chant in my head. And so I was just wearing them. So I filmed. Well, I didn't film this event. Josh was on the outside filming it, but I edited and made the DVD out of it, and I sold it for like £8 or £10 or whatever it was, and everything went to the Teenage Cancer Trust. Didn't sell too many as far as I remember. I think maybe 15 copies or something, but still, that was 100 something quid to Teenage Cancer Trust. We did this way too many fucking times. And fucking hell, Tim Burns. Lovely guy, don't get me wrong. But fucking hell, he worked tight. He worked stiff, man. And that first shot on the back, I fucking felt that. Up and over. This is that's probably the first time I've done that in a while. He fucking hit me in the back again, and that hurt as well. And I think that side shot winded me too. You probably see me just walking around the ring like, looking like I'm hurt, and that genuinely was fucking shot. Imagine taunting this type of match in the ring like nowadays. I mean, this was only about 5 or 6 years ago, I think. Might be wrong. But imagine the backlash of what your go is going, come on fatty, come on fat stuff. You can just see a load of like SJW snowflakes in the crowd going, you can't say that. You can't say that he's fat. I'm offended. Working with Matt Burns, the one in the ring now, he was lovely to work with. He didn't proper hit you or anything. He acted it out the way that it's meant to be. Apart from, I remember when he tagged in Timid a bit, and I was fucking shit myself. It's like he smacked me around, like for real. Like, I wish I had the confidence as what I do now to then. I'd have smacked him back and went, look, chill the fuck out. So Slam's style of wrestling was very different to like the average working show. Anyway, they did or still do, I should say, a lot of tours, mainly on like holiday camps, and the holiday camp style of wrestling is a hell of a lot different to what a lot of the other wrestling shows do in the UK. So this is extreme. This is extreme crowd play. They work the crowd all the time. They don't focus on wrestling as such. They don't bump as much. They don't do anything near like physical. Apart from this show, is actually pretty physical. Looking back on it, but if you do watch a camp show wrestling show, you'll find that it's a hell of a lot more crowd pleasing, crowd playy. That line was stiff. I could go through this whole match and say this was stiff, this was stiff. I think it was the first. I think he does like a total of like 3 body slams or something. I can't remember. And I remember like he fucking slammed you down. He like really proper fucking got you. God, the time when I had hair, bloody hell. I mean, this must have been about 4 years ago. It must have been. Because I've had my head shaved like since then. It was this, I remember. He fucking threw me down full on, and I was winded. I was like, mate, chill the fuck out. You don't have to do that. You can get the exact same impact and sound by like letting me take my own bump and not fucking throwing me down enough. Legitimately, I don't know why you put that in there. You wouldn't. If this was a real fight, you wouldn't be there in the fucking middle and top row. I think again I think my back slammed off the metal post, which is why I went out. Going to the crowd, go in there, will ya? My back slammed off the metal post, and that fucking hurt me. It's like, Jesus Christ, this guy is so stiff. When Tim Burns tagged in, when Tim came in, it's like, oh, good. Thank God. I can have a bit of a rest now. Absolutely fine. That splash was no problem. Literally anything that Tim did to me, anything that... What the fuck's his name? I've just said his name, it's gone out of my head. Sonya Jackson, let's call him that. He had a very vague resemblance to Sonya Jackson. I didn't really see it. I should have gone into the corner for that tag. Matt Burns, that's the one. It looks like he's full on slapping you, and he's full on like, oh. As I've said before, he's an absolute lovely guy, but fucking hell, you don't need to like actually slap me. You just need that sound. That was solved. That wasn't fun. That wasn't bad. I remember him saying to me as well, I think that's why he hit me so fucking hard there. I've always been told you always work on the left hand side, unless it's a clothesline. The clothesline's on the right. Everything else is all left hand side, including the shoulder blocks. And so I gave him a shoulder block on the left hand side of me to him, and for some reason he worked on the right hand side. I don't know who taught him. I'm pretty sure that I was right. Still am today. But that's why he like threw me down so hard, because he thought I didn't know what I was doing, and I gave him a shoulder block on the wrong side. That's a nice artistic shot. I saw him raise his arm, and I was like, chokeslam. I'm sure this is coming to the end of my like beat down. I'm sure I can tag out soon. So I was like, just get up, take it, get the fuck out of there. That was for real as well. You can even see his arm throw me down. His arm actually threw me down. Let me take my bump. I'm happy to take my own bump. You don't need to fucking throw me down. That causes injuries. That causes me to get fucking gassed out, and then I can't perform anymore. Giggity. And you just get tired. What are you doing? He's actually chanting Danny to the crowd. No one's ever called me Danny before. Why would you go for a headlock? I don't know why he's gone for a headlock for. Was he meant to take my hair back? But he didn't quite get it? I don't know. I have no idea what happened there. Again, why are you doing body slams for? This is like 3/4 into the match now. You shouldn't be doing body slams. Should be doing something a bit more hard hitting to like finish it. The crowd, it actually looks like there was a crowd at this side of the ring too. It was I can't remember her name. Luke's wife on the right hand side, and the announcer. I don't think I ever picked up his name. I called him Dave. Probably is Dave. I don't know. You can hear. I can just about hear Matt talking to me. This is too much of a beatdown. It's just getting boring, and they haven't. That was awful. And they haven't gone for a pin at all yet. As a heel, that's what you're meant to be doing. As soon as you hit something pretty decently big, you pin them. You want to end that match as soon as possible. You're not being paid by the hour. You're not being paid by the hour. You get paid by the match, so fucking pin them as soon as possible. Illegal. Shouldn't be doing that. No, come on, tag it out. I was so happy to get out. I fucking love wrestling. I love performing, but that was not fun. I think that's why I only ever did the one match for Slam. It's like, again, lovely people, but I don't know their style of wrestling, the way that they've been teaching each other. It wasn't how I was taught anyway, and it just wasn't fun. I'm guessing this is the end. Big splash, pin, get out. Yeah, happy. Never again.